Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Book It and Cook It from the South Whitley Community Public Library. I'm Vicki Fleshour. Fall is upon us. It's going to be October 1st in a couple days, so I thought I would do a fall recipe. Apples are a good fall fruit, and I got some from the farmer's market a couple weeks ago. So we're going to make a fried apple pie today. It's a full-size apple pie baking in a regular pie plate, but instead of cooking the apples as they bake, you cook them beforehand. So this is the first time I'm making this recipe. I found it on Instagram, I think, or maybe Pinterest, but the author is Cindy, and her website or Instagram page is at My Country Table. So we're going to try this. I already have the apples sliced up, or cut up, excuse me. I'll move you over here so you can see. And we're going to put them in this pan on the stove. And in here I have a half a cup of sugar with them, and about a little over half a cup of brown sugar as well. So you're going to cook these until they're tender, about, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes. And then they're going to go in the pie plate or in the crust. I already have a crust made. I'll put the recipe for the crust in the description. I got that from a county cookbook that we have here in Whitley County, Indiana. And it has some really great recipes in it. So I'm going to cook these apples down, and then I'll bring you back and show you what it looks like when they're cooked down. The apples have been cooking for about 5 minutes or so. I have Pink Lady apples, and the recipe calls for 4 to 5 Granny Smiths, or 5 to 6 medium Granny Smith, 4 large or 5 to 6 medium. And mine were medium, so I have a deep pie plate, so I did about 7 or 8 apples, and they're cooking. So we're gonna add a cornstarch slurry to this. It's just a tablespoon of cornstarch and a tablespoon of water, and this is gonna thicken it up. So we'll stir that in. And continue cooking these for a few more minutes until the juice thickens up a little bit. And then they'll be ready to go into the pie plate. We're also going to add some, it calls for nutmeg and cinnamon, and I'm out of cinnamon, so I'm going to use pumpkin pie spice a little bit in here when these come off of the stove, and then we'll add them to our pie plate. So we'll be right back. Okay, our apples, I think, are cooked good enough, well enough to turn off the stove. And this is when you add your spices. So like I said, I'm out of cinnamon and nutmeg, so I'm just going to add some pumpkin pie spice in here, which is cinnamon and nutmeg and some cloves, basically about the same thing. So we'll add that in. Toss that around. I have my pie plate ready here with the pie dough in it. The top crust is lattice crust, so I have to cut that up yet. So we'll do that here in a minute after we get the apples into this pie crust. So I'll do that, and I'll bring you back in a few minutes. Okay, we're back, and can see I have a really full pie, and so now we're gonna make a lattice crust to go on top. I haven't done this in a while, but we're gonna try our best here. So if you have one of these tools, you can use it, or you can just use a butter knife too. So I'm just gonna cut strips across here. Try to keep them all the same size. that one's kind of crooked. That's okay. See how this turns out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you're just going to lay these across. And I used lard in my pie dough today, so it's really soft, and I don't think I'll have to put any water on the edge of the pie crust. I'm trying to get you to stay up there. So you're just going to lay these across here like this, and then come back across with the other ones like in a basket weave pattern. Closer. That closer there. Cut that. And then, whoops, the other way. Start to go over one, under the other one, over, under, continue just like that until you have the whole pie covered. So I'm going to continue doing this, and then I'll show you what it looks like when I have it all done. Okay, I've got the lattice top on, and then I had some pie crust left, so I went ahead and braided some together, just 2 pieces, and went back and forth with them, and then laid those on top of there as well, just to finish off the edge. So now I have an egg wash. It's just an egg and some water that I'm going to brush on the top, and then this is ready to go in the oven, and it's going to bake for, I'm looking on the recipe here, just a second. It's going to bake, excuse me, for 45 to 50 minutes, or until the top is golden brown. So I'll get this in the oven, and then we'll see what it looks like when it comes out. Okay, I'm back. Our pie is done. It was in the oven for about 45 minutes. Here's what it looks like. Looking nice and brown on top there, and I've got sitting on paper towels because it did flow over a little bit, and I do have a pan cookie sheet in the oven to catch drips. Thank goodness, it would have been a mess. It has to rest now for 3 hours, and then it says to put it in the refrigerator overnight, so we're not going to get to taste this until tomorrow. So I'll come back and finish this tomorrow and let you know what it tastes like. She does include a recipe for a vanilla cream sauce. Not sure yet if I'm going to make that or not, but we will come back tomorrow and tell you what it tastes like. Okay, it is day 2. The pie was in the refrigerator overnight, and I made a vanilla cream sauce that the author recommended to go with this. So here's our finished pie. Get you turned here so you can see it. I think it looks pretty good. I'll try this and see what it tastes like. It baked really wonderful yesterday. That's really good. And it only took about 45 minutes to bake because you already cooked the apples. So if you would like to try this, I ask you to please leave a like and a share, and This is our finished pie.